Hello, hello, hello to the land of digital, to the video children. Video was a thing. Now we stream. You remember when? Do you remember when? I was actually going to finish that thought, but then it stopped. So what is this? So I am Adam Robert Paul of the Destruct Principle and other various things, including the Mary Lou's, including Neko Yagi, which most of you don't know what that is, but now you have the name, all the things. I am in the presence of myself here, but as well as my always with me little baby. Yes, my little support clown girl. She and I exist. She has seen things with me. In a previous life, she was also Psycho Bitch Barbie. And then she said, "You know what? I think I'm gonna for real join the circus." And she did. And she found herself. It's always the things that you don't expect that come in, and everything drops, and you take a step forward, and you say, "Here I am." And here she is. I've also realized I don't even believe she has a new name. She's just Support Clown Girl. In time. So what am I doing here? What are we doing here? Well, I'm having a drink of Diet Wild Cherry Pepsi. The night is late, young, however you want to describe it. But what is time? I just finished tracking for the evening on something I am working on that is not specifically the Destruct Principle, but has the Destruct Principle elements guesting on it, assuming that the artist likes it. And if they don't, it will be lost in time. A very potent line that finishes like tears in the rain. So again, I am here with no one to stop me from talking. That is a horrible thing. Because for as much as I tend to not have a large crowd, I also tend to say a lot of things But then sometimes I just sit and listen. But when it's the time it is now, it is the interesting time of night. Though not for everyone. Some people are lost in dreams. And some people, depending on their location, are wide awake. Or depending on lifestyles, are wide awake. Hello. Yes. But what this is not intended to be long, structured, but I cannot guarantee anything. It is just an update from the Devil's Den. And you may be thinking, but the other things we've seen from the Devil's Den were not this den. Well, the Devil's Den can be anywhere in this location. It can be any name. We can go by Siberia, the name of the production company. We can go by the House of Adams, a name that I just like to give it, although it's also been used before, but I don't care because whatever, it's a House of Adams. And it can also go by the Devil's Den, depending what it is used for. Now, useless information drop. There is a specific room that is called the Devil's Den. There have been photo shoots you have seen in there, but this is not the room specifically of the Devil's Den. This is the production and mix and vocal tracking room. Does that matter to any of you? Most likely not, but I am giving you information to fill the time. And yes, things. If you're watching this and saying, this is not the route I thought it would go, there is no specific route. But yes, finished up tracking earlier tonight for something I am looking forward to and excited about, because I always enjoy doing guest tracks or throwing my hand in to other works and seeing where it goes and seeing what the response is. And the things that I'm working on are, I think, are very good. I enjoy what I was given to work with, and it's always inspiring when you hear other people doing very cool things and inspiring sounds and all that fun stuff. People, aliens, however we identify. Yes. So, aside from that, I also finished up doing an update, or not even necessarily an update, but it was something for the Mary Lou's, one of the other things I am involved in, and that was fun. Because as I also said in that, because again, I talk a lot, if something isn't fun in the end, unless you're getting a lot of money for it, a lot of money, if there's no enjoyment in it, then why? So yes, it was fun, and I did it. What was that exactly? You'll have to find out. But yes, so who knows how long I have already gone, but I'm going to take another sip of my Diet Wild Cherry Pepsi. If you thought the other things we put up were a glimpse behind the curtain, then I guess this is just fucking pulling the curtain down and burning it, and you going, wow, these individuals are something. Or you've already turned this off because you're like, what is this? What is this? I'm going to go watch someone live stream themselves sleeping or something, which I have seen, and they were even getting tips. So props to you. You have found the business model of epic proportions. I guess that and selling flatulence. Again, props. Like, go for it. I think the only reason people got angry is because they, and that's really the reason most people get angry at things is, they feel it's some sort of slight. Like, well, I can't do that. So why can they? It goes to the whole, and I will not dive into this because this is supposed to be a short update, which is already longer than I think any of our other updates. Because again, I'm left to my own devices here. That goes into the minimum wage bullshit. Where you hear all the people that like to pound their chest and say, they shouldn't be making that for doing that. It's like, shut the fuck up. Maybe you should be making more for what you're doing. Like, fuck off. While I myself do not limit myself to the stupidity I present, I cannot stand ignorant stupidity, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, I am not going to explain it. So let us take a drink. If you see me, oh yeah, interesting sounds from the soda. Like I said before, it comes back like a friend. If you see me messing with things on the table, it's because I don't trust batteries. They're a little iffy. But these are name brands, so, a little more trust. Anyways, updates from the Devil's Den. Let me think. What are we on? Well, it's a few hours into Wednesday, June 29th. So, the Destruct Principle, we actually do not have any rituals coming up until mid-July, which is Smite Fest Night 1 and 2, which we perform Night 1, I believe, at midnight, and Night 2, 9 or 9:30. Mary Lou's are also on there earlier in the evening on both nights, poolside. So get your goth swimmies on. Which, how amazing would that be? Like, why haven't any of the main, alt clothing brands that have taken over made fucking like swimmies that are bats? I should copyright this. I need to get this up immediately so when that happens I can be like, hey, a little bit here. Yes, goth swimmies, bats. I mean, a whole fucking line of them. Pumpkins, the retro Halloween cat faces. Where are these? We've got goth parents. sure they're on Etsy. Anyways, yes, this is the night of free thought. Really, ask any other of the members of the Destruct Principle, and they'll say, like, yeah, that happens. Just zone out. It'll be fine. So, mid-July, Smite Fest Night 1 and 2. We always very much enjoy Smite Fest. Sean has had us there for years, both as the Destruct Principle and various other groups. Always treated us very well, very welcoming community, just good energies all around. A bit too much drinking for me to be around, but still, overall good energies. I just, if you don't, while yes, I enjoy a little bit of spiked cherries here and there, a little bit of screwball. I'm not a drinker, and it can be a lot sometimes. Anyways, yes, Smite Fest Night 1 and 2, Williamsport, PA. If you're anywhere close, it's a good time. You get to see both TDP and the Mary Lou's up to 4 times total if you're there both days. Then the end of July, I think it's July 30th, we are back at Love Drafts with Dawn of Ashes, I believe Midnight Nightmare, and some other acts. And I believe right now we have not really scheduled anything past that, so we can really properly just, get to business with all the ideas floating around to bring them about. But yeah, so mid-July, Smite Fest Night 1 and 2, and July, Love Drafts, Mechanicsburg. Love Drafts Brewing Company, because there is also the micro location, but that is not Mechanicsburg, if I recall. But no, Love Drafts is like our kind of local home. It's again another place with very good atmosphere, good energies, good vibes. Free video games, like the little retro systems, usually have Sonic Spinball there, so that won me over right away. Pinball machines that I do think cost money, but they're good ones. Full bar food, so yeah, good shit. It's one of those places where you walk in and you're just, it's good. You're like, oh yeah. You just walk in, the vibe's good. It's fun. So we always enjoy being there. Other than that, again, just gonna really, of course, we're going to get more definite things scheduled. There's things later on in the year, but not really worth bringing up now because, as we know, things can always happen. But before I forget, today is now Wednesday, the 29th. So technically tomorrow we will be doing a live podcast, or I guess it would be vodcast since there is video involved, with Kevin. I do know your last name. I think it's Von Esper Studios. And by the magic power of tiny computers, I can get the definite here. So let us see. I do know it is tomorrow, Thursday, June 30th, and it is at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's go here. Let's look at my back and forth. I was correct, Kevin Von Esper. So yes, it is called Von Pod. It is episode 8. Talks about Dookie and other stuff, and I believe not like Dookie. It's a documentary he's working on. Talks about Dookie and other stuff to piss your parents off with. The Destruct Principle. Thursday, June 30th, 9 p.m. live. So yes, Kevin is a super talented individual. Do I meet everyone through Valerie? I'm thinking about it now. If you watch this, Valerie, I guess you're just like the main hub of connections. But Kevin, if I recall correctly, did a bunch of cool music shit with Val in their teen days and things like that. And, very talented video and editing and things like that. If you saw footage we put up from the Unconvention, there was some from him. There was also some from a friend of ours we know, Luke. Super talented. Looking forward to showing up on his podcast and hopefully not ruining it too much. So all the good things. I will cut this off at the head before I continue, because I could just keep going until the sun comes up. And nobody wants a war. Yeah. But I will do the final shouts as always. One thing I'll mention, we did just have our show performance ritual at Coney Island. It was everything I hoped it would be and more. That also goes for the travel and parking. Anyone that knows Brooklyn, New York, and then you throw in a trailer, it's an experience. So yes, the travel, the parking, but you have to go through hard times to have enjoyable times. And once that was settled, what a fantastic night. That Coney Island and Nikki, Pink Velvet Witch, Obsidian, the other artists we were with, Trist After Us, Sideshow Cat, most amazing. To have Sideshow Cat grace us with his presence during the performance, that's something that's like is this happening thing. But no, that is 100% a place that felt like home. And very enjoyable. All fantastic individuals that make up that Coney Island. I believe it was called. It got moved. It wasn't the. Basically, it's the Coney Island Freak Show family, and again, the amazingness of tiny computers. And please don't think that this is me not paying attention. It's just my brain with far too much going on in it to remember. So, it was presented by the Music of Curiosities Coney Island, a music series curated by Pink Velvet Witch at the legendary sideshow by the seashore in Coney Island, Brooklyn, is what presented the show. I believe Music of Curiosities is doing performances every month, and if that's not right, look them up, because I won't know. But I do know the Mary Lou's will be there in August. So, and if I recall, Nikki said she was saying at the end of the night that they will be back in July. So pretty certain it's monthly events. But yes, wonderful individuals, extremely talented, inspiring creatives. And they were right back at it the next day, I believe at like 11 a.m., right around the time I think we were getting back from the traffic. No, we didn't get back. We got back at like 8 a.m. or 9. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's the goings on. That is the updates from the Devil's Den. This has gone on extremely longer than the other ones, and there's nothing you can do about it except turn this off, which you probably did 5 minutes into it. But if you sustained this long, much respect. So, yes. You can find everyone and everything on socials. TheDestructPrinciple.com acts as the main hub at this point. I am trying to maintain that to be the place you can go to initially to reach any other places. And as I said in one of the previous From the Devil's Den episodes, which again may not even be up yet, I was struck down by the social gods of Facebook after my account was hacked, and they posted a lot of shitty things very quickly. Some program did, and because Facebook does not give a fuck about its users unless it has a large impact on them, not only can I not reach a living individual, but because it was very horrible things that were posted, the account was reported or whatever, and then sent to review, and then is like, it's scheduled to be deleted in 20 days. So literally when you go to, do the contact about issues, this pop-up comes up that's like, this is under review, you can't, do not pass go. So yeah, I mean, that whoever designed the program for that thought it through. So if you're watching this, which maybe you are, maybe that's why, good job. But yeah, so yeah, y'all got me. But yeah, I control thedestructprinciple.com, trying to make that the main hub to reach us in any and all ways. Also has my blog, The Word of X, which is probably going to start having things like this on it. So, something you really don't want to dive into. But then again, like I said, people watch people live stream while they're sleeping, so maybe you will. Yeah, reality TV took off, even though it was scripted. Yeah. So, destructprinciple.com, main hub. can find all the things off there, the YouTube channel, the merch page. You can find our extended spooky family of the Dark Parlor, who has an event this Friday. I believe it's called Exotica. You should check it out if you're in the area or anywhere close. You can always visit the Dark Parlor website, which you can find off the destructprinciple.com. Mary Lou's are linked off there. Jared's Collages from Hell artwork is linked from there. And if you get granted the access of his personal pages to be followed, you will also see his paintings, which are fantastic, and he just keeps going with them, and it's awesome. And always he is willing to sell, I believe, most of them for the right price to the right person. So reach out if you see a painting you're interested in from him. Collages from Hell, we do have prints of those at the live rituals. So you can find him at JBDub666 on Instagram, collages_from_hell on Instagram. Razor D. Rockefeller has a link tree for all the sites, nice and spicy as well. Avery has a link tree. You can find her on Instagram as kitty.vitch. That is KITTY.VVITCH. Then there's a link tree for all the sites, good and also spicy. Because who does not want to see, the vitches of the Destruct Principle in all states? Because, why not? There's cats, there's bats, there's, I don't know what to follow that up with. But yeah, and if you have a problem with that, fuck off. Freedom, asshole. Yes, that's pretty much it. Find me in space with Lil Bub. What an amazing cat. Amazing owner, too. Thank you for all you did, Lil Bub. And that you continue to do, Bub's owner. And thank you to any fucking rescue volunteers and shelters, and because that is true good work and kindness. I wanted to be a vet when I was a kid until I realized you could not save them all. And then I was like, that is not for me. Yeah. See, I keep trailing off. This is bad when I am left alone with a mic and headphones and sitting here staring into a light. And with that, I will probably let this go now and, lost in time, but saved in digital until the internet crashes and the world goes dark. And what do we do then when we can't even cook food? I can't. I don't know. I fucking open a bag of puffed wheat with diet cereal. Diet cereal. You're funny. You're a funny person. You're not a person. You're an alien. Alien Cato. What a slip up of words. Yeah. And with that, I think I've said that like 3 times now, but will it really be the end? Will it be the end? It will be. I am going to make this the end. So with that, follow us on the socials, Cult of TDP YouTube channel, which this may go on, and many comments will be like, what the fuck is this? Like, I see these live rituals, and this thing is like moving around and feeling, energies, and the spice must flow, and then they're sitting here talking about fucking diet soda and puffed wheat, and it's like, yeah, how about that? What are you gonna do? I'm gonna leave a comment. But no, yeah, leave a comment in a good way. Say hello, and things like that. So, to end on that note, from myself and all of the Destruct Principle, for anyone that enjoys what we do or takes something from it in hopefully a positive way, enjoys it in some semblance, thank you. And if you don't enjoy it, then why are you here? Go find something else you enjoy. Life is not guaranteed. Find things you enjoy. And don't waste time being a piece of shit. Goodbye. Hails.